Hey guys, this is Hamid. I'm your host for Agency Mastermind podcast. And today I have a very great personality, Mr. Umer Hadeed. And we're going to discuss about some mindset shift, which is actually required for you as a person, for your business, to scale your business to seven figures and beyond. That's number one. And to live an exceptional life for yourself as well as a business owner. And not only that, we'll talk about some niche areas which are actually required for your agency to actually scale in a perfect way and go a little bit targeted. Today's topic is a little bit different, and that is how to scale your agency in Miami. Umar.
Thank you, Hamid. Thank you for having me on your show. It's great to be on this podcast, and let's dig in.
Absolutely. So this topic, I know not a lot of people are going to talk about it. They want to talk about growing their agency, talking about lead generation methods. But what I've seen after traveling around the globe and almost to east, west, north, south in United States as well, that there are different dynamics of different cities, how they evolve, how they work. Some cities are greatly populated. They have different industry segments. Some cities are great for technology, for running your marketing agency, and some cities are not great, and some cities are evolving. Since I know that you spend a lot of time in Miami, you being part of a mastermind over there, you being running e-commerce marketing agency, you being running e-commerce stores, you being running some restaurant chains as well. What is your experience for Miami as a city, Florida as a region, for running a marketing agency or a technology agency or a software development company?
Thank you for that, by the way, Mohammed, for the intro. Okay, quickly. So the mindset is going to depend upon the background and the product that you have, right? If you talk about specifically about Miami had a different culture than most of the US, because Miami is known for the party place.
Yeah, it is more like Dubai, right?
Yeah, Dubai of US, because people usually come to Miami to party.
Because I live in New York City in Manhattan, and everybody out there is gonna be wearing maybe t-shirt and jeans and joggers. And I don't see a lot of supercars in New York City. When you go into Manhattan, it's people do not even like to keep cars over there. But I've been to Miami a couple of years back. It's like Dubai.
Yeah, it is. It is Dubai and then more, because people do visit Miami and have been visiting Miami because of the tourist culture, because of the sand and the beach. And I think you would see every second person is so well dressed, is super fit. People are very conscious of their appearances.
Yeah.
For
Same like Los Angeles.
Same like LA, but people love a sun and the sea combo. So Miami has been famous for all of that. But what I've seen for the past 6 years, there's a huge shift in how Miami is now progressing. So there was a void when kind of West is falling behind because of the regulations and the laws and the taxes and how they are being governed. And also the upper part of East, so I saw a lot of people moving, entrepreneurs and small and medium enterprise and businesses. They started moving from there to Miami because Miami became conducive because of the void created by those areas which were not that conducive for the businesses.
Is it due to the weather as well? I'm sorry.
No, not because of the weather. Primarily because of the laws and the taxes situation and the real estate. It's not easy to sustain the kind of expenses that you incur in West Coast and New Yorks and New Jerseys and LAs and Californias and San Franciscos. So Miami saw that opportunity. And Florida in general, they saw this opportunity and they invited the tech minds and startups to Miami. So now they have the best, I think, tech system, number one. They have regulations for blockchain, which is the emerging tech. All the big techs are now opening up their regional offices, which was unheard of a few years back. Google has opened up their regional office there. Yeah. The tech and IT scene is heating up in Miami, as we say it. So
is it more I was in Austin a couple of months back. I would say around a month back. I heard a lot of tech companies are actually migrating over there. They're shifting their offices just because the Texas has a better tax rates. pretty much good for technology companies, saving their, a lot of savings from the taxes, as well as like it's probably the more emerging market. I've heard like a lot of businesses are actually, shifting from Silicon Valley and other areas to Austin as well. Is it like the same thing happening in Miami too?
Yeah, well, I believe, like, as we were speaking earlier, I believe, like, Miami is going to lead the way, because I think it's not just like, the taxes and the regulation. It's also about, like, what it has become. It has just picked up a momentum where, like, every tech startup or the emerging tech company or anyone entrepreneur who's starting a journey, they're finding Miami the best place, because everyone is congregating it there. Number one. Number two, I think Austin's going to be there. Or why Austin is picking up is because they're closest to West Coast.
Yeah.
So people would rather, like, stay close to West Coast. So that's why they go there. Or if they go in the center, so there are three major cities that are going to, like, blow up. One is Miami, which is blowing up already. And number two is going to be Austin, and number three is going to be Scottsdale. So I think these three cities in near future are going to lead US to the next step, or to the next level. The old ones, I think they're going to die their own death, or they're going to be there. But these are the new up and coming, big, huge hubs of technology and entrepreneurs and startups.
So let's say we do a mastermind with agency owners, and a lot of friends are going to come and they're going to ask me, hey, Hamid, which city to start your agency with? It's a huge question, which I'm being asked like almost every time. And chapter number 1, 2, and 3 of my book actually explains that in detail as well, that you got to check out different things. Could be population, could be like how's the profitability, how's the competition out there, and the niche that you're looking for as well. Now let's talk about like somebody who is actually setting up or scaling his agency to a niche. If I ask you like from the scale of like probably 1 to 10, and if you just count down, so top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different niches or industries which are really booming. The reason I say that is, so let's say the real estate is booming a lot. Just give an example. Would that be appropriate? Because we teach in our masterminds and in boot camps is that go niche, do not go generic. So if you go niche, let's say, and if real estate is booming out there, so if real estate is booming, there will be more transactions going on out there. If there are more transactions, more flow of money, people need more money for exposure, for selling their houses, for buying their houses, whatever, right? For buying or selling the listings, right? And you could set up probably a lead generation agency, set up a website, set up like, the complete funnel. So what are like top 5 to 8 different industries out there where I can think of making an agency in Miami?
Okay, so when any city or any region is booming, real estate is the first one.
Okay, yeah, because people are gonna be, shifting over there, gonna be needing new offices, new homes and all that. Yeah, okay.
Real estate is always going to be there. The second thing that comes to my mind, knowing Miami, their political dynamic right now, the way Florida governor and mayor of Miami, their mindset and the way they have been leading things, it's all going to be about, the next thing is all about AI, number one. Number two is going to be blockchain.
Well, let's talk about industry.
Okay, so so why I'm touching technology is you can pick these, because remember this, not every state of the US is open to the idea of blockchain, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I say so that gives you bigger horizon. Now, whatever industry that you want to go with the blockchain part in it, you can go to Miami.
For example.
So okay, so let's pick industries. I think it's going to be if you're talking about industries, we did one, real estate. The other one's going to be development, any construction development,
Contracting.
Number third, if you come to technology, then any field. This all is going to need technology setup too. So if you are a SaaS company and you're giving services in SaaS, that's going to be there.
Okay, technology itself as industry?
Absolutely, 100,000%. So I think, and of course, what they're trying to do now is they're bringing in manufacturing too, because there are two ports. One is New York and the other one is Miami, which is kind of open to the world. So I think a lot of manufacturing is also going to start, and I see that. So any consumer goods, or in, for example, let's say household stuff.
Yeah.
Let's say bedding and couches and sofas.
That's gonna go to the e-commerce probably?
100,000%. So that industry is like, you can also tap into that.
Okay.
So if any,
Because the population size is going to be increased, so
100,000%.
consumer items going to be increased as well.
So you gotta tap into what technology is gonna get used and who's open to use what kind of technology, and can I implement that technology in different niches and different industries and different verticals. I think that's why Miami is gonna be so big, because they're not close to the idea of blockchain and crypto. They're super open. They're open. The mayor is all about AI. They're implementing AI. So if you go to Miami now, so the parties and networking parties are happening. It's all about entrepreneurs coming together every week, dude. There's
It's kind of mastermind.
100 every week. I get invite of 10 to 20 masterminds and networking events that are happening in Miami simultaneously. They have this art basel that happens in
So kind of like a business coaching industry,
100,000.
education industry.
100,000%.
Okay.
And also, if you are in fintech, it's
Awesome. How's the banking out there?
booming, dude. If everything else is booming, then the banking is going.
Cash flow is going to increase as well. So let's talk about like a little bit bottom. Since last 15 years, I've worked with a lot of clients from Florida, especially from Miami as well. And every other client we get to work with, they're going to be from auto industry. So did you get to like work with similar industry?
Auto industry?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Got like a supercars.
I never. Yeah, we did. We worked with one of the companies, Audi. We worked for Audi. Like, we did some of their collateral. We did that. But other than that, like not directly. Yeah, but there was some work that was sublet to us. But not directly with any other company in automobile. Maserati.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So we have worked with them and Audi.
I've seen like a lot of parts companies, like a lot of companies who are selling different parts of the auto industry. So it itself like a industry where, as a marketing agency, probably like I have an opportunity to build an e-commerce store and sell their inventory. So this like auto as a service, as a marketing. Now I understand, and I like if you talk about like local services. So I'm sure like a lot of our audiences, if you're running a marketing agency, you know about like local service ads, LSA. LSA has a huge list of local businesses, which could have like a dentist, the contractors, salons, etc. Out of those like local industry, do you think like all are booming or some are doing great and great to work for? Like if I have to, onboard a client for doing a marketing and maintenance, right? And I want to sell a package for a couple grand a month. What do you think?
Okay, so three major in LSA. One is healthcare.
Healthcare. Healthcare as a like larger industry, or you want to go a little bit bottom?
Okay, let's go organic. And healthcare as in like, now people are getting into self-care. So a lot of like, I think manufacturing is being done or research is being done in terms of probiotics, and also all kinds of proteins and supplements, organic stuff. Then you have aesthetics. It's a huge industry in Miami because it's all about aesthetics. So any clinic,
Like a cosmetics?
yes, cosmetics or any sort of like, aesthetics, like, you want to talk about, whether it's superficial or it's like, making changes to your body. And the other thing that I would say is, which is kind of huge in Miami, is transportation services.
Okay.
Dispatching
Itself?
I think so. One company I know personally is like, within my circle, it is Fortune 1000 right now. They have over turnover of $150 million a year.
Wow.
And this year they're looking at 250, and 3 to 5 years they're talking about 500 plus million.
Okay. What niche?
Every kind of it's like, I think it's industrial.
Like a marketplace?
Industrial, no, it's kind of, they're transporting large goods.
Got it. Okay.
Right, industry, yeah.
Logistics.
Yeah, logistics. So, but it's more of like, dispatching and logistics. So that's another industry. And also why I'm bringing it up, because
Let's talk about like the smaller businesses as well.
no, the thing is, it breaks down into smaller business for
Yeah,
us.
okay.
For example, like in a call center for dispatching and booking for all those logistics system.
Works great for Miami.
Absolutely, dude. And also you can work from here. Most of the teams are working from Pakistan. You can have all those call centers, but specifically for this.
By the way, off topic, do you have experience in dispatch industry?
No, not firsthand. I've seen, but I haven't worked with any dispatching. So yeah. So I wouldn't touch upon it. I can always.
Yeah, I don't want to touch it too. It's a completely different podcast.
So no, not really, but yeah, of course, like, I've seen the industry, I've seen the growth. I've met with people, like, who are into transportation and logistics. So it's a huge industry there.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful. Now let's keep it simple for our audience. If you are a software development company, you set up an LLC in Miami. Easy enough, $500, $1,000. You set it up. You make a cool website. Now you wanna find a niche you wanna target to. As someone who is starting, or someone who is like around $10,000, $15,000 a month revenue, what do you think is the best niche for them to go and get MVPs, get custom software projects?
Okay, I would look at it differently. I believe.
Or maybe your advice to someone who's
So
starting out.
I would look at it differently. So the current buzzword is, and the world is going bonkers, is about AI.
Absolutely.
What I would do is,
Would that be like AI in everything?
in everything, too. Whatever you can optimize, whatever you can enhance using AI system, even in your taglines, guys, this is what I'd suggest everyone. Like, try and implement AI now, because that gives your company 10x value, 20x value.
That gives me some homework as well.
So you gotta do it. You gotta implement. In your copy, AI should be there,
Yeah, should be.
whether you like it or not. So you gotta start thinking about AI. Whatever vertical, whatever business, whatever niche that you're working at or on, you gotta put AI in it. If you're not there, let me put it this very bluntly. It's not gonna be about, like, you're gonna get left behind, especially for a community like us, like, Pakistanis or people living here.
Our audience is in the United States as well.
Oh yeah, so also in the US, but specifically I was talking about, like, Pakistanis or any other remote, like, teams
Could be from anywhere.
anywhere in the world. It's not gonna be about, like, hey, we're gonna get left behind. It's about existential. You may not exist, because the
Yeah.
gap between AI and non-AI companies is going to be so huge, so tremendous. And the growth with AI is so exponential. And I believe next year, everyone is talking about exponential. I have already talking about tetrational, which is exponential to exponential. And I've already seen it in so many industries and ways things are happening. That's how things are going to blow up. So if you're not ready, if you're not AI enhanced, if you have not integrated AI within your team and structure and how you operate, and the systems and the softwares that you're introducing and the apps that you're developing and the solution that you're providing, if AI doesn't exist in that, it's going to be obsolete with a blink of an eye.
Sorry for making it simple or harder. 20 years back, Umer, starting in Miami, but technology is same. So Umer is gonna start a software development agency in Miami. Umer knows that AI has a high demand, but Umer is not able to understand where to start with, which industry. He got a boot camp from Hamid that you gotta choose a niche, right? And then probably do email marketing, find them on LinkedIn, run Facebook ads. And of course, you may not have the budget of all over the world to actually exhaust and then waste it on all the industries. Where exactly you'll start, Umer Hadeed?
Okay, so my would be
Simple.
two industries. Yeah, my industry would be two, right?
That's what I want to hear.
One is real estate,
Real estate, okay.
and the other one would be automobile.
There we go.
Yeah, so I think these are the two industries. Because if you see, everything goes up and down, but in real estate, if you have one case study, one success story in one region, that can be replicated in other regions, because real estate always booms.
Don't you think there is a saturation? You as a small business owner, you're gonna be replaced easily?
Saturation is overrated. I do not believe in saturation. Ask me any industry that how you can go, give me a week and I'll come up with a plan where and how to position a brand and what are the pain points that I can address and I can make it better. And you're going to find somebody with the same issue and you start solving it, and there you go. That becomes your niche.
How can people find you, by the way?
On your podcast, they can find me on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, like that.
So guys, like if you need any suggestions from Umer, try to find him on Instagram. And another question. So I want to make things very easier for our audience. If you run a marketing agency, and in marketing you want to go like a performance marketing agency, would you go with local service or local businesses, or would you go towards e-commerce, or would you target mid to large size businesses where you mentioned all like real estate, or real estate could be like Small business could be very large businesses as well, similarly to automobile. But local services are, like mostly like small businesses. E-commerce could be small, medium, large, and other industries are medium, large. What would you choose?
Hands down
In
e-com.
Miami.
Hands down e-com.
E-com?
Hands down e-com.
Oh, okay. Here is my concern. My concern is that 2022, boom, e-commerce. All the businesses are going there. Great ROAS. 2023, I believe, and a lot of marketers, which I know, started decline. 2024, even more decline. And running the ads in 2024 and even at this time, don't you think like e-commerce industry as a whole have a buying issue where people do not have the buying capacity, and thus the consumer goods, which were wants, have been almost like reduced down, where the consumer goods, which were needs, are being sold more. And due to this reason, so let's say you have a fashion store or you have a jewelry store, so it's now very hard for you to sell jewelry unless you probably run UGC ads, your really dynamic content. I've seen like a lot of challenges in the past 6 to 12 months than any time in my entire marketing career. So what do you think about it? Why do you say like marketing?
E-commerce. Okay, so why e-commerce? It's simple. Like 7 years back, online transactions were happening around 40%. Since COVID, it has gone up to on your mobile device. It has gone up to 90%.
Yeah.
And mobile device is the most personal thing that one can have.
Yeah, exactly. But then there were some restrictions from Apple, from the privacy point of view, which had reduced engagement.
There's always a way around it.
Okay.
So you gotta find.
Okay, carry on.
So every transactions that gonna happen now, from this point and onward, it has begun already, but now we're sitting here. So from this point onward, it's always gonna go up. The need of making transactions online, be it any part of the world, is gonna go up. As the mobile, which is very personalized, which is an extended reality, part of an extended reality, and this extended reality is gonna go into augmented and virtual part, which I think you're gonna see in 2025. That's my prediction. People are working on the blockchain, AR and VR, and when they're gonna open up their shops, the biggest products that you're going to see in 2025, Q1, Q2, and Q3 onward, is going to be more on blockchain using AR, VR, and of course with the amalgamation of AI. But it's never going to go down from here.
But then don't you think what I'm talking about is like jewelry is jewelry right now? Okay, you can probably use AI to sell jewelry, but you can do much with the jewelry, right? And then cost per acquisition, don't you think it has gone so high that this industry as a whole have been impacted?
It depends, how you're doing it. To be honest, cost per acquisition is going to be high, because that omnichannel.
Yeah.
But if you only depending upon performance marketing, of course, your cost is always going to be high. Your CPA is going to be super high. Your CTR is going to be high. So everything works hand in hand. So unless until you're not going omnichannel, it's not never going to work out. Listen, performance marketing is, so let me decipher it a little. Let me go back and so that it makes more sense.
Because I want to make sure that our audience actually understand it.
So marketing has two purposes. For any business, for you, for yourself, if you're working on your personal brand, or you have a company. When you do marketing exercises, there are two purposes that it suffers. If it doesn't one of these two, then it's not efficient. Number one, and I'm going to dumb it down. Number one, to make you rich.
Yeah.
Number two, to make you famous.
Okay.
Make you famous is branding.
Yeah.
Make you rich is performance marketing and sales, right? So if you're not doing both in marketing, then you're going to fall behind.
So you're talking about the awareness stage has to be really high, that people know about you.
100,000%. This is why most of the people fall behind. They focus only on one thing. Either they're really good.
They're just on selling it,
which is so short term.
Yeah,
super short term. Nobody's working on the branding part. So they go hand in hand. So when I say omni-channel, it's you got to work on other channels where you have flows, you have automations, you have upsells, downsells, you have different platforms that you're trying to cover. You have SEO. Now there's going to be AO, which is search answer optimization, SEO, which is AI based. So things are always happening. It's so dynamic. So I would never, if you're an e-com, and you're not successful in rendering services, it means you're not looking in the right areas. There's always going to be requirement, because technology and e-commerce is growing at such a pace. And three things that I've mentioned with virtual reality and extended reality and blockchain, the crypto part and other blockchain part in it, it's going to open up new horizons for the companies. So if you are there for companies that they want to integrate AR and VR in their companies, which is e-com based, if you're already providing services, you plug and play.
Yeah.
Plug and play. But you gotta look ahead time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, of course, if you're sticking to the same old archaic system, things gonna get obsolete, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, technology is shifting at a pace that it's super difficult to comprehend what's going on, to wrap your head around it. So it's very important for you, or for a CEO or for an entrepreneur, not get stuck in the idea of leading everything, micromanaging. Your job is to hire a great team which is better than you, give them the power and authority, show them and sell them your vision, and let them take the lead. What your job as an entrepreneur is...
By the way, we can have a separate podcast on that.
I'm just touching upon it. Your thing is go out there, see what the world is doing, see what the need is right now, create another vision. Once they are done creating this vision of yours, they're ready for the next one. If you're not doing that part and the company is failing, it's your fault, not your team's fault. So most of the business fail not because of the idea, because of the people.
I think it is because of the people.
Because of the people. And people, I mean, it could be one founder or two founders or three founders. Ideas don't fail, people fail. So when we understand that, and that's why I see e-commerce everywhere. Virtual reality is all going to be e-commerce. People are buying things which are non-tangible. Imagine the world that we're going to exist. We're going to spend more time in virtual reality than real.
Probably more time with robots, computers than humans.
100%, sir. They're going to be more agents population. When I say AI, it's not robotic agent, but AI assistants and agents.
And this is what I guess Elon Musk is worried about as well.
Yeah. No, but I might not agree with him there. I think this is over.
But if you see in 20 years, okay, it's a little bit off the topic. 20 years down the road, everything is going to be you're talking with robots, using computers, you're using your cell phones, and everything is going to be replaced with the robots probably. So
robots going to be there, but hey, listen. The beautiful part is that we're not going to get replaced. We're only going to get displaced. That's the mindset shift that we need. We got to see what are the new venues and ways that are being created. Yeah. World Economic Forum says by end of 2025, there are going to be 85 million jobs that people are going to lose. But the second part is more beautiful. This is the dangerous part. The beautiful part is they say there are going to be 95 million new jobs that are going to get created by AI.
For example.
So they haven't gone...
Creating the AI or what? In the past days, there were no supercars. Now there are supercars. So people used to travel 100 years back as well, but on slower pace, less technology. But now people can actually travel by supercars. And with the business of the supercars, you need manufacturing, you need technology, and that all means jobs.
There you go. And with AI, it's such an interesting topic that we can go into deep.
Yeah, I don't want to go very deeper into it. So I'm sorry to cut you off. Final thing, because we are short of time, I don't want to take a lot of your time. Your suggestions have been extremely helpful, I'm sure, for the audience as well. For me, it was super great. From your experience, more than mine, name a few people to follow, number one, from business standpoint, and if you can recommend from the agency standpoint as well. Number two, the best books to read from business point of view, and if possible, from agency point of view as well. And also, if you want to recommend a few social media walls to follow, I'm open for that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw random names. I'm super bad at remembering names.
Okay. Or who do you read?
Yeah. So first thing that you gotta do is Marigold. You gotta follow him with sales is concerned, because I think for every business.
Can you repeat?
Marigold.
Okay.
So follow him. Absolutely a monster and beast. Yeah, YouTube. See him on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can find him. Then I think for health and your physical thing, follow Gary Braca.
Okay.
Genius, David Sinclair. These two guys. In businesses, there's so many, dude. Like, so it depends what your likes and dislikes are. I would say, like, follow Richard Branson, follow Ty Lopez.
Okay.
And who else? There's so many.
Anyone from agency's niche?
Agency niche. I've like, follow Hamid Mahmood.
Okay,
Like,
I appreciate it.
so there you go. So follow Hamid. Yeah, man, like, there's so many. I can go on and, like, they're going to keep coming to me and I'll keep saying it. But important thing is, don't follow them. Just pick one thing that you learn from them and apply it.
Yeah.
That's the key. Following them is just like, one first step.
Yeah.
The important thing is, like,
Extract good things.
exactly, just, you don't have to like that person completely. I don't say just follow them and follow them blindly. Just see where they're making sense and try those things out.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
I agree with that. Do not follow blindly. Do not follow everything that you like about Hamid or Umer. Take every good thing from Umer and Hamid, implement it, and you're gonna find yourself towards a very good path.
100,000%. Books. Okay, there you go. The first book here. Seven-figure agency mindset, A to Z. I have a very different choice in book, so I'll recommend that because I think more than businesses books, what I recommend is, like, is your own growth book, because I am more into that. And I think the first book I would say is, like, which is going to evolve you consciously and as a human, and it's going to help you tremendously. For me, I always say is Synchronicity.
Say that again.
Synchronicity.
Okay.
That's number one. If you're into marketing and you're trying to learn the basics of marketing, made to stick. I think it's by Dan Heath or something. So
Made to stick.
Yeah, made to stick.
Okay.
Made to stick. Do that. If you want to learn about the history and how different tribes and different eras evolved and the philosophies of life and human behavior, Kabbalah, like, and read that book. I think it's so important. It's fundamental for everyone to open up. And Hermes principle, it talks about the Hermes principle. For us, I think that's prophet. Hermes is a prophet, either Idris or somebody. So it's about that. And all the fundamentals where, like, where business was concerned or the world was concerned and the consciousness level.
You recommend history books?
Yeah, it depends, like, what sort of, I'm totally into history.
Sometimes I take lesson from history as well to see, like, how the
I always do. I always do.
and I can implement my ideas sometimes from the business standpoint.
So I think these are three basic books. I think there's so many other books, but those are very mainstream books. So the different books to get different perspective. I think these are really, really great books.
Very good. Finally, to live an exceptional life. Now, I'm not talking about money here, right? A lot of people would think that living an exceptional life would mean making a lot of money, which I think is, like, absolutely wrong. To live an exceptional life, and we'll have a podcast on that separately. What is being an exceptional life? 5-word suggestion, or maybe up to 5-word suggestion for our audience and for me as well.
We're all vibrating. Humans, from micro level to macro to universal level, we are all vibrating. The first law of, people talk about law of attraction, and there's another law before that, which is law of vibration. And we are all vibrating. We are all vibrating in different frequencies. And you know what is the highest frequency a human body emit? And I would answer that for you. And most of the people, when I ask them, they say love. The biggest frequency that the human body emits. That's not true.
Could be age as well. Like, due to age, it can be lower or up.
Yeah, so it's not the love that, like, the highest frequency. The highest frequency, medium frequency that human emits is authenticity.
Authenticity. Okay.
So what is authenticity? Is when you are being true and you practice that truth, and you're honest about things and you practice that honesty. That's where you become authentic. So it starts from within. So number one for me is authenticity.
Okay.
Live an authentic life.
Live an authentic life. Live an authentic life. 4 words.
I think that's about it. I think if you start from there, then sky is the limit.
Awesome.
But don't fall prey for the fact that people equates happiness with pleasure. They are two separate things. Media and all the other forces, the social media is telling you, run after pleasure, which is a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Happiness and pleasure is short-lived. Happiness is long-lived.
Long-lived.
That is dopamine. Happiness is serotonin.
Exactly.
Happiness is pleasure is visceral. Happiness is ethereal. Pleasure is individual.
Okay.
Happiness is collective.
These are all podcast episodes, by the way.
Happiness is for a collective or social group. Happiness, and the most important thing is that pleasure, when it releases dopamine, one thing that downregulates serotonin, which is happiness, is dopamine hit. So pleasure is the first killer of your happiness. So if you're going to run after pleasure, you're never going to be happy. You're going to be unhappy. So try and be happy in your life. Look for things that are authentic to you, and remember this. Sorry, I'm like, yeah. And the important thing is, don't look for purpose. You're already in your purpose.
Okay.
We spend half of our time.
But a lot of people would not know their purpose.
People know. Let me give you an example. The problem with this is, sorry, like, it's taking more time. I'm going to wrap it up. It's an interesting topic. That's fine. Let me give you an example. Like, we're all living in our purpose. The problem with us is, like, when you say we do not know what our purpose is, it's just that, like, we are not accepting what our purpose is. Let me give you an example how. Let me put a tinge of honey here, and we see, let's say there's a honey, and you see an ant smells a honey over there. So for us as an observer, but no, not run for it. Hold on. So this honey, which this ant has already smelled, this honey is in future for the ant.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But for me as an observer, they're both in present.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So it's all about perspective. Whatever you have smelled, whatever your intuition is telling you, everything else is not in your way, it's on your way there.
Okay.
So every experience, every challenge, every obstacle that you see, it's making you elevate to a level where you're going to reach, even though you're not aware consciously. But your unconscious mind knows. There's going to be a point in time when they're going to come together, and you're going to say, this is me. But never stop yourself, or never get lost in the idea of, I need to find my purpose. No, one step at a time, one foot after the other, and you're going to reach your goal. That ant has a belief that it smells something that it's going to find in future. But for me, they are both in present, and I'm looking at them. That's what God world is like. We're all living our purpose. It's just that we are struggling with understanding that we are already living it. We are not seeking it. We are living it.
Umer, I'm going to have one more podcast with you very soon on that. And I'm going to cross-question you a lot on this. Let me tell you what. Right? Because I really want to understand this as well from perspective, because one of the goals of my life was to tell the humanity about the purpose, why they were born. But you have a different perspective. Let's wait for another podcast. And what I would suggest, we had different discussions. We discussed about Miami as a location. We discussed about different avenues for agencies. We discussed about different business avenues. We discussed about AI, artificial intelligence. We discussed about living an exceptional life, and even the purpose as well. I will request my audience, Umer Hadeed now, he is an exceptionally smart guy, smart person, superhero in business, superhero in e-com and marketing, you name any topic, and he's gonna open or write a complete book on that. Put in the comments if you want me to conduct more podcasts with Umer and the topics, and give me some suggestions. Where are you stuck in your agency life to further scale? And give me the suggestions where you as a person are stuck in your personal life to live an exceptional life, and we'll try to cover that as much as possible. Until next time, we're going to be coming up with more superstars in our industry, and also agency mastermind podcast. Thank you. This is Hamid.